Hello.
Hello.
We've got a cheese here because that is I, Mr. Nuclear Monster, or Jack, and Cheese are playing Civilization Beyond Earth. I think Cheese is hosting.
I'm hosting.
Are you
it's
hosting?
Me. I'm hosting. I guess so. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Let me hide the game, and then I'll click the thing. This will be part 5, I think, of our continued 7-year exploration. 5-year? How long is the Star Trek mission? Hello, Superman.
Yeah.
5-year mission. There we go. To explore strange new worlds.
To seek out new life and new civilizations.
Yeah, and colonize them. Steal all the resources. At least that's my goal.
Yeah, I'm like become one with the local ecosystem.
Yeah.
That's me.
Harmony.
Yes.
Harmonizing. But yeah, I hope everyone watching is having a good middle of their week. What day is it for you, Cheese? Is it Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday. Cool. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Sounds like the birds are freshly fed.
It just showed me Earth with North America at night visible. I think, why would you show me Earth? There's no Earth in this game.
That's true. Yeah, the main menu, here I'm looking at it right now, the main menu just has Earth. But we're going beyond Earth. That's the whole point of the game. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, what the hell?
Why would you... Oh, there we go. I've received an invite. I'm excited. I feel like we're going to have... Well, let's see. I don't want to curse it already. All the discussion of Valgrind. Running this game in Valgrind, I have to agree with Supermax, sounds absolute wild.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't running it to play it. I just wanted to see what was going on.
All right, so am I the right faction? Yes, I'm the KP.
I think so.
Ooh, it made like a really nice sound effect when I clicked that ready button.
Do boop boop boop.
Yeah, that's a good sound effect. This beeping countdown is nice too. It's like resonance or something.
Lots of soothing sounds. Game starts in 0. What you doing, game? Gonna start at some point?
Hydroponics.
It's already, in my experience, a very, very slow game.
Yes. And as last time, I should say I have a hard out at was it 1 now? So like 2.5 hours, something like that. Whatever 3:30 is my time. 3 minus 1 could be any number. As much or as little as 2.5 hours.
Give or take.
Give or take.
A day.
A day or something like that. It's very weird because I have to look over here to see you, but also there's a secret camera we were discussing before we started streaming that you can see. So I'm looking straight on.
Cameras.
Yes, they're everywhere.
How come you already got people shooting people, right? It's on the loading screen.
Always at war. Very precise. Or nothing if not precise. So, I realize that if anyone's watching these VODs in order, which is probably a very decreasingly small number of people after the first one, but we were talking about Star Trek sometimes. Have you seen Strange New Worlds? Yes. Have you seen Strange New Worlds?
I've seen the first 2 seasons of
Okay.
Strange New Worlds.
I just started watching season 2. And their episode where they go to Earth, I thought was very entertaining.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe one of the best episodes of Star Trek I've seen in a while in terms of just sheer entertainment. But it's also like not a good episode, if that makes sense. Like nothing happens.
I don't know. There are 2 things that happen. 3 things that happen, I suppose.
Hot dogs? There were 3 hot dogs.
Hot dogs. 3 hot dogs.
3 hot dogs.
It's not that kind of show. Whatever you're thinking. It's not that kind of show. Yeah, are we happy to have Strange New World spoilers?
Sure. All about the 3 hot dogs.
So yeah, you go into free hot dog mode. I pressed a button and now everything is dark. What is
Everything's
going
dark?
on? Yeah,
Do you
I
enable
accidentally
night
pressed
mode?
WASD to move around.
Is there night mode on your version of Linux?
No,
FCE.
it's just civilization stuff.
Do you run a custom or different desktop environment?
I just run GNOME, man.
You just run GNOME? That's good to hear. I was very curious about that. I feel like this is a highly politically charged question in today's world. What desktop environment do the candidates run?
It can very well be. I have to say though, I am extremely tempted to just run an older version of GNOME 3 because I don't like what the current version's doing.
There it is. There it is. Yes. Weird desktop environment choices. That's the best. That's what you go to Linux for.
Yeah, I don't like it when I got work to do, you know.
Yes.
I need fools moving my cheese. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Fools moving my cheese. I know moving your cheese. Doesn't that refer to expelling winds?
This book that is about encouraging. No, fruit noggin. I didn't want to do a ranged attack. I wanted to take the city. Yeah, there's this book called like "Who Moved My Cheese" or something, and it's this propaganda that's encouraging workers to be comfortable with management.
I think I saw that book at the book sale the other day, and I was going to take a picture and send it to you, but I was like, 50 other people must have done this already. That's so funny that you're bringing it
up. It's gross. It's a gross book.
I bet. It looks like one of those management type books or whatever that's just like absolutely atrocious.
It's a book that managers give to their employees to make them stop complaining.
Yes.
Or to invalidate their complaints kind of thing. Like I find it really inappropriate. It's a tough one to unpack, but yeah, I don't like that. I'm like, if something's not broke, don't fix it. And for how I work, there were a lot of behaviors that that would be very nice. Just capture the city with a boat, please.
Can a boat capture a city?
No.
Which city do you want to capture?
Kasem.
Kasempetam?
I got a whole bunch of dudes here. I just
Is it Polystralian?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, my units aren't making sense anymore.
That's not good.
What was I saying?
We talked about Star Trek.
Yeah, I'd like to use an older version of GNOME Shell.
Yes.
Just because like there are a bunch of keyboard shortcuts and a bunch of layout things and a bunch of how it handled multi-monitor stuff that I really like.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, Strange New World. So I think, aside from 3 hot dogs, there is some interesting character exploration for Lan that I think is worthwhile. Like
that's true.
And so it is like a bottle episode where everything that happens in it is self-contained, except that it has a bunch of character growth for her. It introduces some more James Kirk and gives his character a bit more context without bringing him into the show, which I think is worthwhile in terms of the plans that they have for him, I think.
Yes.
And it also, and I have mixed feelings about this, it retcons a bunch of eugenics wars stuff.
Does it?
So in the original series, the eugenics wars, Khan take power in 1994.
I have no idea.
Pretty sure. Or the Botany Bay launched in 1994, or something. Anyway, Khan's from the 90s.
I almost said, let's consult Wikipedia. Both sincerely and insincerely meaning that as a joke. Because it's Star Wars.
Yeah. So they reframed Khan as being a kid in the mid 2000s, right?
Yes.
Or mid
2020s. Yes.
And I think their intention with that, and they even comment on it, I think, where she's like, "Hey, this doesn't match the timeline." And there's been this ongoing thing in Star Trek where they're like, "Well, timey-wimey stuff is fine. All that needs to happen is that the big events occur."
Yeah, they even referenced that.
Else will sort itself out.
They even referenced that in this episode. They're like, "Oh, things." I don't know. They have some reference to things being a
They
different.
do that in Prodigy as well.
Oh, is Project canon?
It's like, yeah.
That's incredible.
Lower Decks is too.
Yeah. Well, and there's like I haven't gotten to that episode. Do I think there's a crossover coming up?
Some of Lower Decks is. I think there's a lot of Lower Decks that I think is just meant to be non sequitur asides.
Interesting.
And not something that you take seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, Prodigy's pretty good.
Hmm.
But yeah, the whole kind of, I don't know, I have mixed feelings, because like, you don't need to explain away, Steve Shives has a nice video on this, which was, what do we do, it's titled something like, what do we do when our history catches up to Star Trek, and framing it around the Bell riots, which were supposed to occur,
this year.
this month.
Yeah. Or I think August 30th or something?
Yeah, I thought it was like September the 3rd or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Very, very recent. Yeah, like, and his argument is like, don't do anything. It's okay for Star Trek's history to not match our history. It's not a problem.
I think that's a good way of thinking about
Which
it.
I agree with. And so, yeah, that aspect of like, you don't need to make make new timelines in order to explain why Khan hasn't taken over the world yet. It's not necessary. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to think about with the episode. Like I specifically, so this lady runs into Khan, and he's a kid, and it instantly makes you think of the obvious. Like, what if you run into a horrible dictator, but the dictator is a child and hasn't done anything horrible yet?
Yeah.
And it's like, we're really gonna go there? And she just walks away in the end. It's like, you're exactly where you need to be, bud. Wild.
Yep. Good luck, kiddo.
Yeah. Good luck with all the stuff you're gonna get up to. I'm not gonna try to stop you. I don't remember how Doctor Who dealt with that. New Doctor Who dealt with that, but I know that they dealt with it at some point, I think.
I think in general Doctor Who is less concerned with that
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I think they did deal with it. I think their excuse, as I recall, was that like some things are like immutable in the timeline or whatever, and have to happen.
Yeah, they do have those like fixed points. In the
Yeah,
time thing.
that was the excuse, as I recall. Free technology.
Enjoy.
Everyone loves technology.
Who doesn't love technology? Yeah, so I still have. There are a couple things that give me grumbles about Strange New Worlds. Like I like it. I think it's good. But like when season 2 of Discovery was like a backdoor pilot for Strange New Worlds, I think.
Yes, that's true.
And I kind of feel like there are a bunch of things about Pike's character that I really appreciate. Maybe I mentioned this before. His introduction to the rest of the crew starts with him saying, like, I don't care about your ranks, they don't matter. I want to know who you are as people. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, I like that.
That is cool.
And then in Strange New Worlds, it's like constantly referring to people by rank, especially the cadets. And like, it doesn't feel in line with the character that they established for him. It's a minor thing. It's fine. It's fine. I don't hate it. But it is, to me, just a small bummer.
Yeah. I get that.
And,
that makes sense. I think it sounds like different writers or something.
Yeah, probably. I also feel like, oh gosh, what's the name of the showrunner on that show?
I have no idea. I can look it up though.
Strange New World. No, Strange New Worlds was.
Strange Bee Worlds.
Strange New Worlds. Akiva Goldsman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen you talk about it. It's like, I feel like Star Trek can have monsters, and I want to explore that. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, what's the Next Generation episode, Night Terrors? Is a good example of Star Trek having something that's kind of terrifying, or even like Darmok has a monster in it. But Star Trek has always been about understanding anything, right? Excuse me.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Star Trek was what? The game was a little
Star Trek's always been about understanding and empathy.
Yes, absolutely.
And the idea of going, hey, let's take the Gorn and make them the aliens from Alien. It doesn't work for me. I hate it. Like, I haven't seen the rest of Strange New Worlds. They want to take it somewhere specific. But for me, the whole point of the original series episode, Arena, was that Kirk and the Gorn were equals. There was no difference between them. They were both endangered by their own hubris. They were both making assumptions about one another, and their conflict would have been avoidable if they had taken the time to talk to each other. The point was that the Gorn had destroyed a colony in their space, and the humans had inadvertently annexed a world from the Gorn without meaning to, and yeah, so the whole conflict was unnecessary. That was the whole point of the episode, was to step back from that and not pursue the unnecessary conflict. Whereas the framing of the Gorn in Strange New Worlds basically says that conflict was necessary and inevitable. And that's a bummer to me. I figure if you're going to bring some new antagonistic force into Star Trek, make it a new antagonistic force, don't repurpose an old one.
Yeah, like that's actually one of the things that interests me about those shows that are like essentially prequels, like Strange New Worlds and Star Trek Enterprise to some degree, is that they end up like having to struggle a little bit with not wanting to introduce new races, new alien species and cultures, and instead finding ways to expand upon like Andorians and all these other cultures and species that existed in the original series or newer. So strange to me that they kind of like, I understand why it seemed like a little bit like a cage that they're in of the continuity that already exists.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the prequel track, right? Is the need to be connected to or explain something, everything.
I mean, I guess that's exactly what happened with like Star Wars, right? Where the prequels ended up being just expansion dumps on the lore that pre-existed and ended up kind of just mangling it into over-explained nonsense.
Yep.
Like midi-chlorians. Superminox says, what I really dislike is if new writers just ignore what was established before by others. Yeah. Well, I think go on.
I don't know. If it undermines a character or undermines like an important piece of world building, then I guess that's fine. But also, I sort of don't care sometimes. Like, Star Trek has never been continuity focused, really. I don't think.
That's true, and that's one of my favorite things to riff on, is just that has like the original series, Next Gen, for the most part, ignore continuity in order to give like what feels like a space for a different science fiction story every week.
Yeah.
So that they.
Yeah, I'd rather have the freedom to explore more stories than restrict writers to be bound within stuff. But I do understand the whole kind of concept of. I do so generally feel that if you want to make something new and different that doesn't align with the sensibilities of what has come before, then maybe you should just make something new.
Totally. Yeah, it's just, I guess it's all, I don't know, the popularization of serialized programming that changed everything. I guess it's like the Mad Men show and a few others that really popularized that idea. Game of Thrones. and then just steamrolled everything else into compliance with that idea. Which is weird because it's antithetical. In one way, it's a little bit antithetical towards the traditional, at least in North America. I don't know how TV works in the rest of the world, but at least North America, or in the US, it's always been, the goal was to make 100 or like however many episodes, 50, 100 episodes of a show so that it could be syndicated. And then it didn't matter when you watched it or in what order, so that the episodes could be broadcast without any consideration, like, and viewers could see them and just enjoy them, or see them in the advertisements that go around them.
Yes. Someone's declared war.
Did they? Oh. The Polyaustralian guy declared war on Hutama? Wait, no, that's not right. Yeah. Who's Hutama?
African guy.
Hutama is...
Hutama's the Australian guy.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. They can fight. It distracts them from fighting us. Alien nest discovered. Heal up, Centurion.
Well, the African unit is over here. Oh, I guess the headquarters is over here.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That isn't. Yep.
I'm so confused.
I wonder
Why
they're
can I
fighting.
not take this city with this unit that I've taken a city with before?
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. It is very confusing the way this game works. Or doesn't.
Don't get it. I don't want to do a ranged attack. I want to do a regular old. Maybe this unit just can't do it.
I wonder if after an upgrade, maybe they're only ranged? That wouldn't make sense.
No, I took this the previous city that I took with a different type of unit.
Oh, that explains it then.
Yeah, bummer. It cost me a bunch of units. So annoying. Oh hey, I have positive health again. Good times.
Nice. I'm still deep into the negative health with -8. Absolutely laying waste to these cities. I don't think anyone's ever going to want to live here again.
Why is this guy got absolutely no productivity?
Wait, did Zubermax say that there are PCI Express cards? Oh, that have just memory slapped on them? Oh, part of the new spec. Interesting. That's a wild idea. So we were joking. I was joking before about there being a PCI Express add-on card that solely exists to give more memory to Civilization Beyond Earth. Since I think you had said that there were memory leaks in it. Is that right?
I said I ran it in Valgrind.
Yeah. The idea of
I
finding
didn't
them?
really look at memory leaks.
It's gotta be what it is. So playing enough turns to establish, I guess maybe you wouldn't have to because it should be pretty evident from the get-go, maybe. It's like 1 or 2 turns in.
What's that, sorry?
I was just thinking about, I was just pondering how you might find the memory leak or how long it would take to get them anyway.
Well, that's the thing about running something like Valgrind again. generally get an indication of problems before they occur.
Nice.
So like some of those invalid reads I saw, they could potentially eventually lead to the eventual crash that I experienced. Like could have been a part of that.
Minox says you can get PCI Express cards with 4 terabytes of DDR5. That is absolutely wild. I can't... How? Cheese is very quiet.
Oh, hello. I'm very quiet. Let me just bring my mic down a little bit. Am I slightly louder now?
How? Oh, my volume is... Why is my volume so much higher? I'll make the cheese much louder. There you go.
Oh. I was like, why have I got so many agents at home? And that's because all the poly-Australian cities that they're in have been taken.
I'll do it. Much better. Cool. Thank you for letting me know, Supermax. I appreciate it. On assignment, none? Oh, nobody's on assignment. What? Okay. Where do we want to... Well, I guess we're not going to assign them anywhere, because the dialogue disappeared.
Let me know if you need a hand with Jim Boomba.
I will get it eventually. I just gotta get like enough ground units over there to walk in without more trouble. Thank you though. If you want to take it, feel free. If you can get a unit over there, if you or someone you know. Did you have Unsolved Mysteries on Australia? Did the show with Robert Stack? Or have you never heard of that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe you've seen the meme or something. There's a part of that episode of that show where Jim Kirk asks, "What's a meme?"
Yeah, contemporary culture in Star Trek. What a thing.
Mm-hmm. Cheaper filming, especially in Canada, like that episode is.
Yeah.
Though, and then it shows they show up in Vermont just so they can talk to the other character.
Yeah.
Their Enterprise's Guinan.
I mean, it's nice to see Canadian cities in film
Yes.
being Canadian cities, I guess.
I'm also glad to see something. I'm also glad to see something that's not Los Angeles or New York.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Plenty of those.
Yeah, I think that's a positive.
Also more ACAB in that episode than I expected. Much like in Picard. But oh,
Yeah.
I bet it's from let me see when that show went up, because I bet it's from like 2021 or 2022. The show started in 22. When did season 2 happen? But yeah, like all of that business seems like it went out the door. I'd be very surprised to see another episode of Star Trek or any show take that stance these days.
Yeah, it's a tricky one for sure.
Unit needs orders. I gave the unit orders.
The unit needs orders badly.
How many times do I have to bombard this poor city? of Mava?
Don't know. Wait, hang on. You're attacking Mava?
Yeah.
Oh, that's your place. Let me open borders.
Oh yeah. Why don't we have? I think we lost it at some point. I think it falls off every like 20 turns.
Yeah, it runs out after a while.
Offer accepted. I will give you one frozen burrito. Exchange for open burrito.
Delicious. Frozen burritos is such like a concept that don't exist here.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you wait? Do you even get like decent Mexican food in Australia?
I mean, you get it cooked from a shop, like.
Yeah. But I bet it's not good. Maybe it is. I don't
Possibly.
know. So far from California. It's like the best. Like obviously, tier 1 is going to be in Mexico. Tier 2, I would say, is either New Mexico or California. There must be other South American countries though where the food cuisine is really good. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I would love to try. Either way, I would love to try whatever Australia thinks Mexican cuisine is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, you go to a place, you get the Tex-Mex stuff. You go to a place, you get the burritos. You go to a place, you get the stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, Tex-Mex in and of itself is I assume actually originated because it's Texas, Mexico.
Yes, Texican.
Mexican, yeah. Which to me implies, for some reason, hot dogs wrapped in bacon. Which to me,
dog.
yeah, hot dogs. Which is something
Hot dogs.
like that's a great street food. No worries, I love hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
I had some hot dogs last night with chili on top. It was very good. Very cheap.
Nice. As
Food.
in like chili sauce?
Yeah, well, there's a certain kind of chili that we buy just for the purpose of putting on hot dogs. And chili, yes, chili is the soup, you might call it, or sauce.
Soup.
Yes. It's not a sandwich. Clearly it's not a sandwich.
Wow.
Could be a dessert. So has someone made dessert chili yet? There is a dessert hot dog.
How can this guy get the Transcendence victory when I've already got the Transcendence victory?
That's a good question. I do not know. I don't know if you've seen the dessert hot dogs, but they are truly disgusting looking.
Dessert hot dog?
Mm-hmm. They're ice cream in the shape of a hot dog put through a hot dog processing machine. So if you imagine the situation with a hot dog.
My goodness.
Yes. Yes, I think you understand. But then like this bright, like, I don't know, I'm colorblind, so I'm guessing it's like pink or light blue or something color. It's absolutely gross. Probably super delicious though. If I could eat ice cream and had too much money, I would import them. The ranged attacks will continue until the city is mine. Or Jesus. Either one's acceptable.
I think next turn I might get a melee unit in there.
Cool.
Unit needs orders. Yeah. They're
So-
trying to get a... They're trying to get a unit over there too.
Is that your attack on Mava? Or is that the... Oh no, that's the African unit.
I'm the guys in the water.
Yeah.
Guys in the water is me.
Oh. Well, who's this? Oh, that's the Slavic Federation.
So someone else apparently is making progress towards a transcendence victory.
Yes.
But I already got that one. That one's mine. Get lost.
Who's that? That's...
He's doing the mind flower.
South American states.
Yeah, right. Wow.
They believe I'm a warmonger. I don't know what would give them that idea.
How do they feel about me? They also believe that I'm a warmonger. I mean, we could teach them a lesson.
I'll teach them about warmongering.
I have never declared war on anyone.
That's true. I've only dragged you into the
several
wars.
people. Yeah.
I still need the eye patch and the sash, the gold sash that they wear. Plus a goatee. I guess that's the 3 things you need to do a mirror universe.
I'm gonna make peace with this lady.
Cool. That's the pack lady, right? Yeah. I'm surprised she hasn't asked for peace yet and offered me a city. That was what I was holding out for. Like, I don't think I fought her at all recently.
She just offered me a city.
Nice! Congratulations. Congratulations. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, so she's only got one place left now, I think.
Come on, I was trying to control a different unit. What happened to... Oh my gosh. Where is it? I was controlling a unit over here. Was it this one?
Please.
Is this an alien? That's an alien nest. There we go. What happened to the alien nest? Did I take it? I must have. Yes. 16 energy. 40 summons.
Man. Leave my friends alone.
Nah. Did I lose it? I lost it years ago. Super nice.
What did you lose?
It. Whatever it is.
Respect. Oh, right.
So, yeah, all of those things. All of the above. Imagine naming a city Pran.
Pran.
Sounds like a child on Game of Thrones who is going to be murdered. An extremely inbred child on Game of Thrones who's going to be murdered very violently. Pran,
Sounds
no.
like something that Senior Card Gauge would order for lunch. I like a delicious pran.
Very good.
Now it's time for another episode of Characters from Yonder website. I like that one. It's time to bend at the knees.
He is
Come on,
a...
everybody. Put your mind at ease.
He has the dude behind Strong Bad has an extremely good TikTok set up too, with the same kind of humor you would expect, but about whatever.
Yeah. I enjoy that there's like a significant amount. Oh wow, you got a whole ton of units here.
Yeah. Nice. Congratulations on your new city of
Yoink.
Mava. I'm so excited.
Yoink.
I don't have to try to capture it anymore. All right, Jimboomba. Is there others? I don't care. Let's go. I'm gonna... No more Jimboomba. What is this over here? Oh, an African unit. African Union
Every
Centaur.
time I make a feed site hub, it reminds me of that episode of the Orville, where they go to a planet where everybody's swiping left or right on everybody else to determine their social value.
Oh wow.
You got like a little upvote button on their lapel or whatever, and if you get too many downvotes, you like go to jail or get executed.
Wow.
Or lobotomized. Sorry, you get lobotomized.
Wow.
Good times. That's what I look for in my things. I don't know what I'm saying. Are you taking Jimbumba? What's going on here?
I don't know. I just got a bunch of military units sitting outside of it. Feel free. It'll be all yours.
Okay.
Dual launch. That's I see. That's a hyphen. Add the dual launch protocol. I thought it said do a haunch. I thought it was an H. My vision is so bad these days. Dual launch protocol.
Yeah, getting old, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I would appreciate getting less old. That'd be nice.
You want to be Benjamin? You want Benjamin Button up?
Getting old less rapidly would be nice.
I feel like Benjamin Button complex would be a horrible experience. Just constant horror as you become more vapid and ill-informed.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm already at the ceiling of vapid. It's not. It's like nowhere. No downside because I'm already at the top. I have -1 xenomass and it's bumming me out. I wish to claim a more xenomass.
Oh, very good.
Hmm?
Very good. I like your deal.
Oh my
Your Italian
my whole deal.
xenomass collector.
Alright, I'm just gonna sit here buying clinics until I have
Positive health.
positive health again.
Yeah.
I have a ton of money, so I can just afford to do that. I'm just like, bam. I went from -5 to +4.
Nice.
You know what? Wait, hang on. That didn't give me the... Oh, that's interesting. So I'm buying more things and it's not giving me more health. Seems like I have a cap of 4. That's interesting. Get me a explorer over here, please. Can I buy multiple explorers? No, not allowed. Oh, you're waiting on me. Sorry.
No worries, take your time. I remember what I was doing. Oh well, whatever it was must not be important.
As Bender says, let's go already. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who got killed? Oh, okay, that's fine.
Oh,
Have
my
an intruder
Centaurians.
alert.
Not again. I gotta pull these guys out and heal them again. Ugh. Alright, let's go over here and just observe. You? I don't know.
Who is the intruder? Maybe it was this Polystradian worker?
Oh, would that make sense? That could be. That could make sense.
Not really. Wouldn't make sense to me anyway.
Maybe it's Gene Garden. Maybe he's in your building. That bastard.
Lock your doors. Gene Garden is coming. Oh my goodness, that sounds quite quite adult, doesn't it?
Mamas, don't let your kids grow up to be Gene Gardens. Oh, it's Gene Smelter. I guess we have Gene Gardens and Gene Smelters. Gene Smelters objectively.
Yeah, Gene Gardens is okay. Gene Smelters.
He's the one to look out for. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be Gene Smelters. Gene Gardens. That's fine.
Gene Gardens. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to move here.
Nope, you gotta watch this attack.
It's like I had the move button selected and my mouse button held down, ready to let go.
What just happened? Oh, the attack happened, but there was no animation. Wow.
Weird. The game seems just a tiny bit confused.
That's fine. We already had a victory. If this thing goes up in flames and we lose like 40 turns, we can just be cool with it.
It's okay. Be cool. Be cool, man. Be cool. can buy shit at Ridgeport now. Hooray. Oh, yeah, I got this explorer here. This explorer here is going to come off and dig up some garbage, I think. Purchase me Cobra? You hear they're making a Space Adventure Cobra game?
Space Adventure Cobra. Wait, what is Space Adventure Cobra?
It's an anime from the 80s.
Adventure. I feel like I just looked at that. Isn't there
Got
another
a
name?
guy's got a cannon arm or something.
Oh wow. Look at the poster for this movie. There is. I like describing this in audio. This is very good. There is a gentleman. It's like a 1970s style movie poster, but in this, it's like that, like style. But then there's 3 characters on the front. I can't even tell. There's like a lady on a hover bike. There's a dude in the front with like a red suit on, a skin tight red suit, and he's basically like every other anime dude from that era who's like way too muscular, way too ripped, but like he is like
It's like
bangs.
Star Wars where Luke Skywalker is like
Yes.
an incredible bodybuilder
Yes.
in the poster. It's great.
Exactly. But then there's also, of course, because this is anime, there's a lady to this gentleman's left who is
She's wearing a
wearing
gun holster.
she's wearing a gun holster and a thong and boots. And I don't think she has any kind of top on. Maybe she has something. I don't know. There's a gun covering her.
I'm not convinced that she's wearing a thong. That might just be the gun holster.
Could just be the gun holster. Charitably.
And hair. Lots of
And
hair.
hair. Lots of hair, of course. You'll be ashamed of your words and deeds. A Hideo Kojima movie. What a movie. So wait, so they're making a new thing based on this?
Making a game.
The game. 1978 manga Cobra. Wow. Set in the far future, the series tells the story of Cobra, who lives an adventurous life until his enemies begin to hunt him down. Cobra surgically alters his face and erases his own memory to hide from his foes and have a normal life.
Yeah, it's basically being Puppycat.
Or Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
Yeah,
I never saw Knight Rider.
You never saw Knight Rider?
No.
Wow. So the fascinating thing that I had no recollection of as an adult until I started rewatching Knight Rider, and I only saw like the first 2 episodes, was the Knight Rider guy apparently is someone else, but he takes the face of someone who died. It's so weird.
Like John Travolta.
Yeah, like Face Off, exactly. It's so strange. Oh, this dude declared war on me? The Slavic dude? That's
Which dude?
Slavic
The Slavic
Federation
dude?
guy. Yeah. General Vadim
Yeah.
Kozlov.
I sort of expected that to happen. He'd been pretty angry. He was at war with us before, right?
No, I don't think he's ever at war with, or at least not with me. I don't think so.
Yeah, he was. He was one of the first people you declared war on.
I declared war on him?
I thought.
I don't think
I
so.
thought so. I mean, it could be
Slavic
wrong,
dude?
but I thought so.
There can be no peace, he says. Absolutely. Okay. Well, I guess I gotta get ready for that.
Yeah, he's like big old imperialist guy, so
Yeah.
hard to feel explicitly sad about that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sad about it, but I just reordering my units to watch out.
I mean, it's a peace-loving dude. I'm sad about it, but you know.
Whoa. No, don't go in the water. Why would you go in the water? You are so vulnerable in the water. Oh my gosh. I told these guys to get into Jimbuba. They immediately went into the water like, well, let's do that.
I can shoot an orbital unit?
Yeah.
Okay. Buy orbital unit. I don't know how, but Give it a red hot go.
There it goes. There's like this
I was
whole
hoping to see the
orbital
wreckage come to
view.
Earth. Ripped off.
Yeah.
If I was that close to a horse's wiener, I'd be worried about getting ripped on. Do you remember on Men in Tights? The guy has like a strap cut on his saddle, and then he like slides around and he's upside down under a horse. And he goes, "Now I'm really pissed off." And Achu goes, "Pissed off? If I was that close to a horse's wiener, I'd be worried about getting pissed on." So anytime anything ends in off, I'm impulsively.
I still need to rewatch that movie.
Think about horses' wieners.
I've not seen it since it was in the theaters.
It's a good film.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, I think I totally like a lot of that. Is it Mel Brooks movie? It, like a lot of those movies,
Yeah,
they
Mel
like
Brooks.
reviewed terribly, but then just beloved.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there are any Mel Brooks films that I specifically do not like.
Like obviously, there's like stuff about them that you're like, right at this point.
Yeah, some stuff. I think about like Take the Producers, for example, where there were a lot of people who were like, "Oh no, this movie is celebrating Hitler and the Nazi Party," and like, he's like, "No way, man. Humor is how we defrang fascists." So I feel like I think that's representative of a lot of his attitudes, where some of the stuff that he does may well be inappropriate, but he's doing it consciously with a purpose rather than doing it unconsciously, which is generally what you see when oh yeah, don't go in the water. Yeah, people doing stuff unconsciously is the thing, right? Like I think that's where you see stuff not working or aging poorly or whatever.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that part of the producers, at least. I haven't seen it in a while, but I don't recall anything else in my head. I'm sure that there could be or is. But yeah, that
Snooze, you lose.
I think making fun of Nazis is cool.
Yeah.
I have a hard time. I don't know.
So think about Blazing Saddles, and there's like a bunch of stuff that can read as racist, but I think it's him making fun of racism. I don't know. It's tricky.
That
I think
one
a lot
is
about, I think a lot about. Like, I like Blazing Saddles. I think it's a pretty good movie, and I think the film treats. Oh my goodness! I gotta tread carefully here. I'm not the right person to be making this statement. My impression is that the film broadly treats its people of color with respect, but it is depicting people who don't, and that can be difficult to tease apart.
Could be.
But also, there's the aspect of like, if your satire is indistinguishable from the thing, you have made the thing.
Yes, that's true, and that's the one thing I would look out for is I don't think that there's I really don't think there's any context where like blackface works out.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. Is there blackface in Blazing Saddles?
I don't know. I assume that there is. I could swear.
I didn't think there was.
Gene, what's his name?
I could be wrong.
I'm saying Hackman in the
Gene
back.
Simmons.
No, the
Gene
other
Hackman. Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. Yes, thank you. The other Gene, Gene Smelter. I assume Gene Smelter
hey.
at some point.
Probably should have saved at some point, I think.
Oh no! Is it that time?
Boop. There it goes.
There's the time. Okay.
Let's see if it auto-saved.
Oh,
actually, how are you doing for time?
That's a good question. I'm still good. I got another hour. An hour and a half or so. It's only been...
Yeah, I didn't think... Let me have a look. I didn't think that...
So I can save the
Wilder got
game.
himself dressed up in blackface, but...
Turn 284. What? I thought we were like in turn 600. Okay, I'll save turn 284, and then I will host. Let me go back to the main menu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, sure.
I think that'll... Hopefully I actually save the game. We'll find out. We will find out in a moment. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We'll be back after these messages.
Mm-hmm. Turn 284. Archipelago. Characters.
Mel Brooks is still doing stuff, isn't he? Yeah,
There's a
he's
domain
like
name.
98 and he's...
He is?
Sorry. Yeah.
I thought he might be dead and loving it. Mel Brooks. Is melbrooksalive.com. I'm a single
Yeah,
server
last time I
instance.
heard he was
98 years
still
old.
doing stuff.
Cool.
Whoa, Hulu did a History of the World Part 2?
Yes, I downloaded that. I have that completely legally on my Plex server.
Wow.
I heard it wasn't very good, but I mean, they say that about everything that's vaguely related to him. So it's so funny that there can be a legend who makes. I guess that's true too. Like, there's nothing wrong, of course, with making things that are not perfect. Oh, did you make it
So
into the
think
game?
of... I'm still on my way.
Okay, go on.
Think about outside of the late 20th century and 21st century, how many great artists were only declared great artists posthumously?
Yes, absolutely. There's a whole. It's such a trope it's such a reality and a trope that exists, is that there's a Duolingo lesson where a guy's having turbulence on his plane and his friend is reassuring him that at least if he dies in the plane accident, then his art will become famous.
Oh my goodness.
Posthumously.
Wow.
Posthumador.
Yeah, isn't like Van Gogh struggled to find financial stability in his life, from what I understand?
That would, yes.
And it's, yeah, you think about what he means to so many people around the world now. And that's a bummer.
Yeah. No, it totally is. To only find success after the fact.
I wish that we did a better job of supporting artists while they're alive.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then of course there's the whole problem of like under capitalism. We know that there's so many people who would be terrific artists, or even just mediocre ones, who are like just struggling to get by and forced to do other stuff.
How do you feel about co-host?
Man, that's such a freaking bummer. I have a friend who is one of the founders of that site. So for me, like I was one of the first people on that website. My whole Monday, like that was one of like the 4 things that happened Monday. That was just like a complete freaking bummer. And I don't know. I think there's so many things you could think about that, or that could be thought about that, but I don't think that there's anything. I don't know if there's anything valuable to take out of it besides that it could still work. It should still be work. It's just like we need more websites that are made by smaller groups, especially trying to do the best that they can. And I don't know if you and I would necessarily agree about some of it, but I think that there's... Having spent time being paid to moderate a giant social media network like I was a long time ago when I worked for one, I don't think that personally, I don't think anybody should be basically forced to do unpaid. Like,
no, I totally agree.
Social media moderation, and I see that, and I'm like, just because there are such horrors on the internet that like people are just not prepared for. Like people will.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
100%.
And I actually
100%.
like even being paid for it. Like that messed me up so bad. Like the few years that I was doing that. Like I cannot imagine.
I think not only do you need to be paid for it, but you need to not do it on your own. Like
Yes.
it's a bigger than one person task.
Totally.
And you need like support and counseling
Yes.
and training. It's like all these like all this support that you need in order to be able to just do the job effectively, even before you get to the point of like do the job without it destroying you as a person.
Exactly.
That is completely overlooked. No, I totally agree with that.
So like I don't that part, like, to me, like, co-host was the only place I knew of that had the potential to do that right. And
I don't like the idea of monolithic platforms in general. Like, I don't think that everybody should be in the same community. It's just not how people work.
I get that, but I also think that it could be so appealing because, like, obviously, right? Like, that's how Twitter and Facebook and all these other MySpace and the social media network I worked for that will go unnamed. That's how all these things get popular, is because they are a monolithic entity, and it seems like somewhere you can go and spend your time, and it's the virtual walking into your favorite place where all your friends are, right?
Yeah, but you can have that without, excuse me, without it being the place where all the Nazis are.
You definitely can, and I think that that's, while it's possible. Yeah, I don't know that there's any conclusion to be drawn from co-host failing in this way today. Like
No, I think the conclusion from co-host failing, at least in my mind, is more about supporting people who do stuff we like, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a co-host plus member from like day one, and I think that was their subscription service.
You have been a big proponent of it. I remember us talking about it.
Like, I met so many good people. Just like, actually, in some ways, just like Twitter, but so much better. Like, I met so many good people on there, and it also wasn't a place in general where I felt like people would go and just get called out constantly, and like that would like. At the end of my time on Twitter, it was just a place where people would go and like call out people, and like there was no room for growth, no room for anything else. But also, it was either that or someone was just a complete and really deserving of some of that stuff.
Crashed again.
Nice. But co-host, like, it had a little tiny bit of that, but then also had so much just good creativity. And like, I went there and I made so many things that I enjoyed.
In terms of users?
Yeah, the users are so creative.
Yeah.
Like, I did extremely good product photos on there. This completely silly idea where I would just post weird, good product photos that aren't great from like AliExpress and other websites, and it had no links to buy anything, and like people would wonder what the hell the things were half the time. Like, there were so many, like, there were a bunch of like the CSS crimes and all this other stuff. They even they just did an XOXO talk about it, which was so impressive to me. I think we both have ideas about how doing a conference in these days isn't a good idea, but that, they clearly did so many good things on that website. I don't know. For me, I don't know. I don't know what the.
What
I'm so
did you
emotionally
know about
invested.
The egg bucks thing?
Oh, so egg bucks. My understanding of it, which is very brief, was that it was intended to be in some ways a replacement for things like Patreon and other sites that were taking essentially 30 or more percentages of your income for hosting a website. So like,
yeah.
I don't know how much I want to say, because I kind of saw some of the stuff that happened before co-host existed, and some of the thoughts. But
so I'm currently arguing with Patreon about their decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only learned about the Eggbucks stuff as a result of learning about co-hosts' plans to close.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, right? Like, it wasn't a thing yet. It wasn't ready, and that's fine.
Yeah, I guess I should explain for anyone who doesn't know. Eggbucks was essentially the idea that you'd be able to pay people on through co-host, or like either just the processing fees or a little more than that, and it was going to be through Stripe, and then Stripe changed their terms to make it impossible for them to do that. And it was unclear when those terms changed, either at the beginning of this year or a few months into this year. Whatever it was, it doesn't really matter. Stripe changed their terms, made the business impossible. There wasn't a good replacement as far as I could tell. And the other things that that the co-host developers seem to try didn't seem to be capable of making up for it, which is wild to me today, because like we know that like so many websites or so many businesses today exist solely outside the realm of profitability or any idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
Until like suddenly that's the headline is that they have to seek profitability, so that they use it as an excuse to change their business practices like Patreon is, or lay off people, or both. I don't know. I have so many thoughts about that. I worked for a long time in Silicon Valley. If you have thoughts about that, please feel free. I will.
No, I'm like, it's frustrating because, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need more payment processes.
Definitely.
Maybe we need a payment processor that is a co-op.
Right. And then the question is, I guess the question is, then you have to interact with banks, and then banks want certain things. And I don't know how you square that circle. You're in the game, right? As a current...
I'm waiting for players, yeah.
Okay. So to make sure, as I'm amped up talking about co-host. I care about it so much, and I feel so bad for the people who found that website and then just got smoked.
I do you feel like the announcement of their closure might lead to more support?
More support for it from the community, or
yeah, or do you feel like people are just going to be like, well, the ship is sinking, I'm off?
There's no more support to be had. They've made their decision. I don't think there'll be a co-host. I don't think co-hosts will exist anymore after the end of the year. I think they've made that pretty clear. Like they're, yeah.
I don't know. I had no idea that they were facing those kinds of problems that are leading them away from being like a running concern.
Yeah, they had posted a few times earlier this year that they'd been having trouble with funding, as well as trouble with Stripe and with developing some of these ideas that they had to make a business that
obviously I'm an outsider because I don't use co-host. So yeah, so I'm curious to hear about perspectives on this stuff. I just wonder whether or not there's a large contingent of their user base and audience who was like, I had no idea it was this bad, because people don't pay attention to anything, do they?
That's true. I'm sure that there were plenty of people who were mainly readers and somehow missed, like the 2 or 3 times it was extremely evident this year that things were not great. But yeah, it's like I cannot think of a website that people like that the vocal people that the people you saw on the website were so supportive of, even when it was even if they'd like had some stumbles along their way. Like I can't think of a website that people cared about so much. Like they ran whatever the makeshift thing is, so they could get a plush made of their mascot, Egg Bug, and people just love it. Like I can't claim to be part of all of that culture. Like I'm definitely not. It's like who I am, but people love that website, and we're just extremely bummed, as far as I can tell, by it shut the news and the stumbles along the way, but mainly the news of it, like just not continuing.
Yep.
I didn't see many, or I don't think I saw anyone surprised, but
yeah, fair enough.
I did have the thought of like how I want to declare war versus Jesus. I'm so used to just leveling Jimboomba that I was getting ready to attack it again. Even though you
there's a lot of people, at least in my feed. It might just be that there are some co-host users who are out there boosting other co-host users. What, did I say something else?
You just said on your feed. I was just trying to clarify for...
Oh, yeah, sorry. On Mastodon, yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people posting like those hello co-host or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
the hashtag.
Or hey co-host?
Hey co-host. Yeah, that's it. I don't understand why that's the hashtag, but sure, whatever.
Yeah. It is a little bit weird, isn't it? It's like, are you addressing co-host?
Yes.
I guess you're trying to address co-host users.
I guess so. It is strange to me. I wonder what the AI has done in your absence.
Yeah, probably rebased all my
Yeah.
planes and stuff.
Solar panel, solar collectors.
Yeah. Assigned all of my covert agents that were at the HQ, increasing the chances for everybody else's success.
What do I do with my war machine?
Wait, I gained a veterancy?
Good to knock,
How did I gain-
Superminox.
Have a good one, Superminox. How the hell did a unit that is nowhere near any enemy combatants gain veterancy?
Maybe you don't want to know.
I was like, the aliens have been attacking a couple of my units, and I was like, well, that's a bit of a surprise. I thought they all loved me now, but
Well, there was that thing with
yeah.
the last time we played. There was a thing with. Was it the flower? This not the space flower, whatever it was.
The moment that you build the mind flower,
Yeah,
the aliens hate you. But that was like 20 turns ago.
Okay.
By the like, excuse me. After you build the mind flower, you have to wait 20 turns to get the victory condition. I think, if I remember right. Gene Smelter.
What a guy.
Gene Smelter.
He's responsible for all the world's ills.
You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
That's right. Oh man, there's a
so cautious.
spice worm, siege worm over here.
Spice worm.
You have to move your units without rhythm.
Guys on special spice.
You'll know that that someday when I'm 95 years old, I have dementia. You know that's too far when I can't recognize strong bed voice anymore. That'll be the day. I don't know. Put the dreadnought here. Sure. Hang out here, bud.
What in hell? Alright, so there's a unit that is apparently on its way somewhere. I wish I could find out where it was going. Where has the AI sent my Xenotitan? That's so weird. So are we at war with anyone?
Hi, Jamie TD02, who asks, after all your time studying German, do you still feel the improvement? Like, do you notice when you improve? I feel like there's to answer your question, Jamie, I feel like there is a, I don't know what shape it comes in for learning German. Like, if I'm thinking about like a graph, if it's like I'm in a valley.
A graph.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Am I in a valley? I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit in that valley, and it's a real far hill to climb, like at a certain point, to get back to a space where I'm feeling a lot of improvements. Though I know I would see that improvement if I went and looked at like an old video of mine, which I should do since I'm like super behind on uploading them to YouTube.
How is the Slavic dude at war with you and not at war with me?
Because all that other stuff expired. Remember, we had to renew our open borders.
Oh.
Which is good. I don't want you to get dragged into the wars. That's true.
Okay. Mostly I want that other guy dead because he keeps stealing my victory conditions.
Which one?
No.
Gene Smelter?
The Gene Smelter. Yeah, Gene Smelter. Get him out of here. No, the Brazilian guy.
Oh yeah.
He's getting close. He just started building a mind flower. I could take his city and then have a second mind flower.
There you go.
I'm down with that.
Jamie,
I thought,
are you,
I didn't.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I didn't realize that you could get multiple mind flowers in the world. This is exciting to me.
That is exciting. Like that there's like a train track over here. It's connected to nothing. It just goes into the sea.
Get in the sea, trains.
Jamie, are you learning German as well, oder sprichst du Deutsch oder was? Are you learning something else? Always curious to know what people are learning. How's your Blender time going, Cheese? It's been a minute since we talked about Blends Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen your
yeah,
stuff is good.
Okay.
You constantly, or like twice a week, I think you post.
Yeah, usually.
Your progress.
This Wednesday, what am I saying here? Did snake stuff instead of Wednesday stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah. So does this Polystralian dude have anything left?
I don't know. That's a great question. That is a fantastic question. No, that's not him. Is this? I think. No, this isn't him either. I didn't see any message about him being gone. Is it Magan? Is it Magan? No, that's Samatar.
Yeah, I don't know. What's he got left?
Right,
Is
yeah,
he still
really.
on the diplomacy screen? I guess is the question.
No, this is Brasilia.
What is going on?
This is really strange. Yeah, I don't see any cities belonging to this dude.
Okay.
There's gotta be someone somewhere. Jamie says
Oh,
that
hang
they're
on. No,
learning-
I don't see him in the diplomacy screen. He's gone.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's just done. I didn't see a message about him being gone for good. Jamie says that they're not learning German. They are learning Spanish, though. Cool. Sometimes I feel improvement, but other times I don't. Yeah, like I'm improving it every day. I do learn new things and or get comfortable with other features of language, but sometimes I feel like a fish out of water. Yeah. I feel like anytime I try to have a conversation, I feel like conversational is the thing that everyone struggles with. Is achieving a fluent conversational level where like you don't feel like you're slowing down the conversation. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of that, I guess everyone has that feeling to some degree where they feel like they're ending up being a burden to other people if they try to have a conversation with them, no matter how patient they are or how willing they are to put up with it. That's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm like in a public space with my cell phone ringing the Macarena when I try to have a conversation in German. Cheese, do you speak any other languages? Or have you attempted
really. So I learned a little bit of Indonesian.
Well, that's cool.
I
Very cool.
can understand a bunch of French if I'm around people who are speaking it.
That's awesome.
I know a few words of Polish. I can understand a bit of Spanish if I'm around people who are speaking it. But yeah, I know a little bit of Japanese as well.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't feel like I speak anything well enough to say I can speak another language. Yeah, talking to yourself, that's fine.
I agree. I think talking to yourself is in fact a great way to learn, because then yeah, you just have to be patient with yourself, which should be possible. Should be doable, right?
What is going on? Why is it reassigned all of my mans?
Gene Smelter took over.
Gene Smelter took over and took all my agents out of the places where I wanted them.
That stinks.
It's like my capital has a degree of intrigue in it. And it's like nobody needs to be there anymore. We're going to send them off to all of your other towns that don't have any. That's so annoying.
I'm sorry, man. It stinks. I feel like that is the one advantage to letting the game crash on your side, is that theoretically then the AI wouldn't take... No. Would it?
I don't... If I loaded my own save, then yeah, it wouldn't have
Yeah.
AI.
But then we'd probably have to save like I don't know, because we don't know when it's going to crash.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to save at the end of every turn.
Yeah.
And then we still would lose something.
No, we'd still someone would be losing something. It stinks. I like the Jamie, or should your name be pronounced Jamie or a different way? Let me know. But also, TD makes me think of tower defense. So I like the idea of that there's Jamie tower defense in the chat. I'm sure it's something
Looking
else.
after our place, making sure that the aliens aren't gonna take our energy balls or something. That's what you do in tower defense games, right?
Right. I love tower
Unit
defense.
needs orders badly. That makes me so angry that it moved all my shit.
I would be too. That's no good.
I feel like this lady is going to excuse me, be angry at me. And I don't particularly want her to be
The pack
angry.
lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not the pack lady. The oh yeah, sorry, pack. Yeah. Beg your pardon. I was thinking of Ark. It annoys me that there are such similarly named peoples.
The distinctiveness
How dare
is
they?
severely lacking in this game.
There's a lot of these Slavic boats here in the water. Do you
Are
want
there?
me to block their movement?
Sure.
Yeah, just south of
Oh yeah.
Bridgeport.
Hey, there are, aren't there? I didn't realize that. Is that's what that color
Yeah.
means? The gold or
Yeah,
something?
that's that guy that doesn't like you.
My friend doesn't like you. I don't like you either. Apparently it turned into
I'll be careful.
you'll be dead. Good time. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of I did not have visibility. That is a lot of those dudes. Hi gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm just blocking their movement with all my ships here.
Let's, I guess, bombard a little bit while we're here.
Just don't shoot me by accident.
Yeah, fortunately there is no friendly fire in this game that I'm aware of.
They're trying to rebase my planes.
Nope, you gotta watch the animations. You can turn off the animations. I don't know if it'll still force you to that area though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Excellent.
Okay, I got another Minotaur here. Why is this Minotaur here? What is going on?
Once you go through the maze.
It sure does.
Did you watch Batman the Animated Series?
No.
Oh wow. That's how I learned about all
Are
that
you
stuff.
kidding? I like had my mouse cursor over the next turn button.
No. Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Good times.
Game crashed again for anyone who's
Yeah.
new to our stream.
I like the idea of learning new languages.
Sure.
But I'm never interested in focused learning. I like the idea of just picking stuff up from interacting with people. That's much more exciting to me. And yeah, now that I live alone and do not interact with other people, I don't have much opportunity to exercise any of those interests. So, alas.
That's the thing is I started focusing on it so much more when the pandemic started. Was it before? Maybe it was
Yeah.
before the pandemic. I don't know. I excuse me. I can't remember at this. I started streaming at some point. I feel like it was during the pandemic. I really started knuckling down and doing an hour at least a day. And that kind of helps a little bit. I feel like maybe it does. I don't know. The streaming helps at least.
Yeah, streaming is weird though. Oh,
It is
yeah,
weird.
sorry. You're streaming for the purposes of focusing your learning time. That's awesome. Streaming for the purposes of getting social contact. Complicated.
It is complicated. It definitely is. The
Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, all of the interactions I have with people are either work-related or parasocial.
yes, that's true.
And like, I don't think that's healthy, in general.
That's true.
I think we have more of a rapport that crosses from those boundaries into a more personal space, but But like us doing this here is still performative, right? Like it's
Absolutely.
it's not it's different from real socialization.
Yeah, it's true.
I
don't know-
reached out to a couple of people recently.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about talking about this, but again, everything's parasocial, and it's like these are people that I have social context for. So if I do talk about this anywhere, then they're likely to hear about it, and I don't want. That's not what's going on. Like that's not the interaction I want to have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like a couple people who I saw that were struggling, and in both occasions I was like, I feel really uncomfortable doing this, but I want to reach out and just say, hey, look, if you need or want someone to talk to, I'm happy to listen. And I felt really uncomfortable doing it, but I was kind of like, if I'm in a situation where I'm not doing so well, someone reaching out to me could make a difference.
Would be appreciated.
Yeah.
We'd hope.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, right?
Yeah. It's tough.
I don't know if you've been on my stream lately, but I have a very large dove hanging out.
I've missed the dove. It's frustrating because the stupid Twitch doesn't let me watch on my phone or iPad anymore. I don't like something about the resolution or something. That's typically where I'll watch is Twitch is while I'm doing dishes or another task.
It's really hard to see. It's up on top of the shed there.
This is good. We get bird cam.
It's like twice the size of the one that's on the feeder now. Let's see if it makes the hop successfully. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Big bird cam. Big bird cam.
Oh, here comes a big one. Yeah, you can see the size difference between
Nice.
them.
That's really good.
This one's huge. I don't know whether it's feathers puffed out or whether it's just a big bird. It's always hard to tell. But yeah, nice to have a large dove. Doing large dove things. What's up, champ? You eat some seeds? You're just gonna hang out there. I figure as long as you can fly, you're still healthy, right? Like,
That is a very large bird. That is a borb.
it was on the feeder yesterday, I think.
He's huge. It's like as big as the feeder. That's a wait, what is it? What kind of bird is that? Is that a pigeon?
It's a spotted dove.
Spotted dove.
Yeah, they're I mean, pigeons and doves, it's all like common naming. There's no actual like specific family, like evolutionary tree that distinguishes between the two. Much like herons and what's the other one? I don't know. It's some other bird that's like herons, and like in
Yeah.
terms of their family tree, half of the heron ones are unrelated to the other half. But yeah, these are originally from Asia. They've been brought across by someone at some point.
There's a few. I think our local zoo here has a bleeding heart dove or pigeon. It has this unusual characteristic. Obviously, it looks like it has like a red mark on its like.
Oh, we call it a breast.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. No, I thought there was another term for it too that was more accurate, but I guess that works. Whoa, what's going on with my mouse? Whoop. Yeah, there's a few of those, and then I was reading or I heard that like pigeons used to be like trained animals,
Yeah. I like messenger pigeons and stuff.
But
Carrier
also
pigeons.
like all of the wild ones that like people don't care for anymore used to be like or had the lineage of
Oh, they're all feral, right? Yeah.
well yeah, now they're all well, does that imply that they were pets or trained at some point?
It means that
I guess they
were
went that way.
like historically domesticated and then.
Yeah. Exactly. That was what I'd heard. I wasn't sure how true that was.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't surprise me.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this guy at war with me? No.
It's interesting. There are places where I think the context is a little bit different, like Australia and Hawaii as well, like isolated environments, isolated biomes with their own like local ecosystems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like feral animals in those contexts, I think it's like a different proposition to feral animals in Europe, right?
Definitely. Yeah, because like the ones here will compete for stuff from native species that are already struggling. I'm sure that also exists in Europe, but I would expect it to be much less the case. I don't know.
Well, I think it's like most of the stuff that's been domesticated and gone feral in Europe has had, like, is existing in a place where those ecological niches have been occupied by those animals' ancestors.
Yeah, so they can just
before they
potentially reestablish.
At least they can less disruptively integrate with the local ecosystem.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Like it's a lot of it's got to be very complicated and.
This is the sound of Cheese coming back to the game and find out what exactly Gene Smelter has done with his horses.
Yeah, my horses, please.
Horses for horses.
I'm still like angry about. I don't know if you've heard about this, but one of our largest national parks, there's been an effort to get a bunch of it reserved for feral horses.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
People have romanticized this like.
Wild West.
I guess we kind of have our equivalent of cowboy romanticism.
Well, it's all like secondhand, right? Or no, that's not true because there was that period in Australian history. Or I guess probably the colonization period from.
Yeah, we have like a kind of like colonial cusp of post-colonial period where there were, Australia was relatively I don't know about unexplored, but
right.
Unoccupied is not really the term. Anyway, there were a lot of people feeling like there was a frontier here to be explored, and people could be their own people on their own terms, even though they were making sure that other people couldn't be their own people on their own terms. It's complicated. But yeah, and so we have like The Man from Snowy River is this very iconic Australian poem. By one of Australia's iconic bush poets. And I feel like that's emblematic of a lot of this romanticism and this idea of these people who ride horses and are a little bit more connected to the land than your average person, maybe. Yeah, so we have all that, and like a whole bunch of horses have gone feral, and we call them brumbies.
Of course you do.
Feral Australian horses. They live in the mountains and wreck up the place, as they do.
And destroy habitats for other creatures, probably.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like people are like, oh, brumbies are a big part of our heritage and a big part of our culture and stuff. It's like, no, man, they're feral horses. They're a pest. And it sucks, right? Like the idea of going, hey, these animals need to be eradicated.
Yes, totally.
Is an unpleasant and uncomfortable thing to unpack. But like, that's the nature of dysfunction, is that it is uncomfortable. There's no way around that. You can't resolve this situation in a nice way, and pretending that you can just makes things harder for everyone, in my opinion.
It's a little bit like it reminds me a little bit of the cat situation with cats and birds, where people have Like
Yeah.
so many literal. I guess obviously that it would be the idea I know of the best is the feral cat population. Like here in Hawaii, it absolutely is a problem, and it's a
Yep.
weird situation where I think a lot of people for a long time agreed that the solution was to spay and neuter, I guess would be the polite way to put it, these animals.
Yeah. D6. Yeah.
And then like that clearly isn't working anymore. So it's like nobody likes the other solution. I wouldn't either. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's tricky. Like, so the humane option would be to capture all of these animals
Mhm.
and then D6 them, yeah. But
I wonder if that's more doable for horses than it is for cats in any way.
well, yeah, it's easier to catch horses, right?
Or 'cause they're bigger.
They can hide less.
They're
But
not
it's
gonna
still
hide
an
under the
incredible amount
couch.
of work. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's an incredible amount of work to go and find like 50,000 individual animals and individually
Yeah.
D6.
I guess them
Um,
being less hidden just also means that they're bigger and more able to put up a fight in some ways, or I don't know.
I guess. I mean, if you're out there tranquilizing animals, you're out there tranquilizing animals. But
That's
just
true.
like, how many veterinarians do you need to employ in order to do that, and how long for? Like, it has to be done within a period of time in order to be like properly effective, right? You've got to do it for one generation before that generation has a chance to continue to breed, right?
Yes.
So you basically kind of have to have an army of like thousands of veterinarians and then another army of people with tranquilizers who can go out and take down the animals so that they can do that. And then you have to have like the ability to set like all of the equipment for the vets to do field operations, because you can't like transport them. You can't like transport a downed horse to
Without
somewhere else. I mean, I guess you could, but that's just like the amount of
massive
logistics.
operation.
It's a huge thing, and even though I think that that's probably something that would be the right thing to do, I don't think convincing any of our politicians that it's worth spending money on is in our future.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I guess at least horses are like slightly less. I don't know how people feel about horses versus other animals in Western culture.
Yeah, we had problems with feral camels here as well, and people feel a little bit
I'm sorry, feral
more
camels, did you
comfortable-
say?
Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that was a
feral
problem.
camels are a bigger problem than feral horses.
Really?
I think we talked about camels before.
I mean, we probably did.
So we've got more feral camels than there are wild camels in the places where those camels came from.
I'm sorry, just thinking of Joe Camel, the cigarette cartoon character, trying to sell like, yeah, picture these feral camels going around trying to get kids hooked on cigarettes.
They they're very disruptive
Very pushy.
to our local environments.
They keep trying to get all the other animals hooked on cigarettes.
As you can imagine, it's not great.
Not great at all.
Why are you trying to steal technology without establishing a network? What is... Ah! It's annoying. All of it annoying.
Mm-hmm. Especially Joe Camel trying to sell it. It's cigarettes. I like how like this is like a line of thought that would make zero sense to anyone under the age of like 30. Because like I don't even know, like cigarette advertising probably still exists elsewhere. Joe Camel probably still exists elsewhere.
I don't know.
I don't even know what brand of cigarettes he advertised that he was a spokes camel for. Probably Marlboro.
It's not something I pay attention to.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be. Gotta look up. Just the idea of a cartoon character mascot.
Let's have a look at when
This is
when do you reckon, just like as a guess, when do you reckon that character originated? How old do you reckon he's?
That's gotta be like 1930 or 40, I would guess. Maybe as early as the 20s, but I could be wrong.
Okay. My supposition would be that the character was probably established and like solidified its identity in the Reagan era.
Entirely possible. Let me
That
see.
would be my expectation.
1974 for a French advertising campaign.
There you go. French.
That explains a lot, actually. He was it was redesigned for the American market in '88. There you go, Reagan era.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's so recent. I assumed it was.
I love it when people find out that things are recent. Like
Yeah,
potatoes aren't a thing that have existed in Ireland more than a couple hundred years
Well,
at most.
We like hello.
And
The phrase
tomatoes aren't
hello.
a thing.
Tomatoes as well. Tomatoes. Potatoes. Potatoes.
Um,
But hello's only existed for like 200 years as a phrase
Santa
people say.
Claus, fat red jolly man. That's new. Coke invented that.
Really? That's like Coca-Cola?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That would make sense. They do like the red color. Is your game crashed again? What is?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Just taking my sweet ass time.
No, no worries. Because you got to undo all the crap that the AI does too.
Yes, that is the primary cause of my
That's fine.
rebasing all my planes.
This
back to my home.
stream is let's be clear, is barely about this game. It's only like tacitly something we're doing while we jibber jabber about different topics such as Star Trek, Babylon 5, other science fiction programs, and societal issues like horses. Brumbies?
Like horses.
Brumbies?
Brumbies, yeah. I had it's like a series of books that I read when I was younger, like young adult fiction kind of stuff, called The Silver Brumby,
Awesome.
and it's about these horses, and it's from the perspective of the horses living in the harsh landscape of Australia.
I mean, the landscape must be pretty harsh in most of Australia. It's like dry, right?
Yeah. I mean, these horses live along the east coast where
Oh.
it's not so dry.
Yeah, they're on the Gold Coast. They have their tattoo
in the Gold
shops.
Coast. No, they live up in the snowy mountains. And
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Snowy mountains. I don't even
The
think I
Snowy
really
Mountain
understood
Range.
that Australia had snowy mountains until a video game called Forza Horizon something or other it's set in Australia, and then they had snow mountains, and I guess I found out then that Australia had snowy mountains. But people don't expect that from Hawaii either, too, where we also have them. No, I cannot imagine any reason I'd ever be up in them.
The mountain range is called the Snowy Mountain Range.
Oh, it's literally called Snowy Mountain Range, of course. That's where the Brumbies are.
Yep.
How much of this have you... How much of this is made up?
All of it.
Yeah, Brumby, feral horse in Australia. There's a wiki... I mean, I wouldn't put it past Australians to make up a Wikipedia page
Oh yeah, yeah.
about...
Yeah, I imagine that if you go to Drop Bear, you'll probably find that the page is locked.
Right. It's my favorite part of the drop bear is that it's just a koala, but with like incredibly sharp, long... and waiting to drop on unsuspecting people. My gosh. I love it so much. There's nothing... I miss so much when hoaxes were just good, clean fun.
I mean,
We'll have a laugh about. We have to
has
reclaim
that
the
ever
hoax.
like been true?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I feel like hoaxes, snake oil salesmen, it's all kind of...
Retroactively fun? Is that it?
I guess I'm thinking like there's always been people taking advantage of other people, and like some hoaxes have been fun, but there's like this big history of people like weaponizing misinformation.
That's true. And there's always like someone who's there's like the grifter, and then there's the person who gets grifted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do feel bad for
definitely
people who get
victims.
grifted, the victims, the grifters. Like in the little case,
It sounds like a Kermit the Frog song. It's like the lovers, the grifters, and me. Isn't it? It's like the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
yeah, it's not the rainbow. Why are all so many songs about rainbows? Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. This is the sound. This is the sound of everyone slamming the X button and shutting down their stream as we do our Kermit the Frog impressions.
He's imitating Kermit the Frog's accent, racist.
Absolutely. The 500-page thread locked by moderator.
Frog racist. Sorry to anybody who does have strong feelings about frog accents.
Then you're just making fun of the French. Why do they call the French frogs? It's just because it's FR? Is that all it is?
I honestly do not know. That is a good question. Something that should be explored in the annals, spelled with 2 N's.
Mm-hmm.
It's not funny. I don't know why you're laughing. It's serious.
Serious topic.
Serious dogs, Brent.
They're good dogs.
Is this your unit?
Should be.
Centurion.
Oh. That's
Yeah,
my
it
land
is. It's
units.
your Centurion. Yeah, you got a Centurion hanging out outside Jimboomba from back when I sniped.
Yeah, good. I'm
Sniped your
glad you
stuff.
did. Then you took the hit on your health and stuff, but you can also recover quicker.
Took a hit on my health. I've got positive 11 health. I'm doing
Nice.
fine.
Nice. There we go. Why didn't I never take this free health for every military unit? I've got so many military units.
Oh my goodness.
I have instant like 4,000 health from doing that.
Is that for every new unit or every
Just for any military unit under my compand? My compand?
compand? Yeah, compand.
Oh my gosh, jeez. My brain's melted out of my ears about 5 years in the past. Surprisingly.
It annoys me that you can't have multiple agents operating in a single city.
Yeah, why not? Get a team in there.
It'd be nice to have like a recruit and a like even if it was just 2, you know.
Yeah, Jason Bourne and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, can train each other. Good times.
We could have a training day. Never seen that movie. What happened to all the dudes that were over here? Did we just murder them all?
The
By
Slavic
Rich
guys, I think
Yeah.
they retreated back into their borders.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Maybe they'll just give us a city. Am I still at war with Pack? Where's Pack?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh
it
no,
says
I
I'm
made peace with them.
You did, but yeah, I'm still technically at war with Pack.
Well, they only got 1 city left, so I don't know if they're going to offer that to you.
Oh, that's what the problem is. I should just destroy them then. Where is it? Is it Tandong? Tangong?
Changong.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh no, they have 3 cities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're probably offering me Ganzorig.
A buffet.
Yeah.
Ripe
ver-
feast.
A veritable buffet of options for which city.
Yeah,
they could
look
offer
at that. Fucking- I hate this.
What?
I hate this.
What?
Everybody hates this. I did open the Wikipedia page on Drop Bear, and it is indeed locked.
It has to be. Otherwise, it's constantly, I'm sure, getting edited by surly Australians who want to. Is surly the right word?
Certainly. No, I mean we're just trying to
Defend your
make
heritage?
people aware of this very real and valid threat to people who visit our dangerous country.
I feel like we need like a drop bear equivalent for Hawaii, but I'm definitely not the person to come up with it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's stuff that you could draw upon from indigenous cultures that would be a great fit. I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I got a crash, but I think we ended the turn, so...
What a video game.
Hi all, can we please carry on the hoax of drop bears? It is Australian culture to remind tourists of the dangers of drop bears, and this Wikipedia page ruins it as the first it appears when Googling does Australia have drop bears. Several other websites have made an effort to continue the idea. I hope other Aussie Wikipedia users feel the same way.
Absolutely. Positively should be continued.
And that was from 94.56.252.49. I'm doxing that user by reading out their IP address from the
Definitely a
Wikipedia
legitimate
comment.
IP address. Didn't use VPN for.
And I love the response. Unfortunately, it becomes very hard for Wikipedia to maintain a policy towards truth, but make exceptions for some jokes and amusing hoaxes. Someone else may think it's funny to have an article on birds tell readers that birds aren't real, but this could quickly become problematic and would be hard for us to draw a line. I just love that someone has taken the time to like give a thought out and legitimate response to
It's a pretty good response.
that.
I don't think it's worth. I don't know. I understand the issue as a former person who cared too much about Wikipedia. Why is there a covert op here?
Here's another one. We asked to change the description of fictional creature to Australian creature and rewrite the first paragraph to go along with the hoax, but then get into that it's not real afterwards. If people just Google and read the short and not read the full article, that's their problem. I think this is a healthy balance. Says Stevo D83, and someone says, no, it's not Wikipedia's remit to help with Australian tourism.
Wow. Is that tourism? I feel like that's anti-tourism. Maybe, I don't know. It depends on what someone's attitude is towards finding out that there's a dangerous...
Yeah, I was going to say, like, maybe it's like that, what do they call, like, is it adventure tourism? What's the thing where people, like, go...
There's ecotourism. But that's the
There's
one where
this,
people
like-
go and, like, try to clean up stuff, clean up beaches, but as its way of atoning for the
It's
race.
like a danger porn
Yeah.
tourism type stuff where people are like, yeah, man, I'm going to go to Africa and hang out with the white rhinos because people will shoot at me, I guess. I don't know what it is that people want to do.
Yeah. Maybe I guess maybe they're thinking they're doing something good.
I don't know. I guess in that case there are people who want to go and
No, that's
protect,
right. That's the ecotourism where they think they're doing something good. I guess the adventure one is just going for the adventure of it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's people who go to like high mountains to jump off them, and
Yeah.
you know, people who climb tall buildings illegally so that they can jump off them and all that kind of stuff.
Or just explore like abandoned buildings. It's
Sorry, I'm still
worries.
laughing at the talk page.
The seriousness
there's
of
a
the talk
comment
page.
that just says, "Do the drop bear is hostile."
Do the drop bear is hostile? Dude, the drop bear is hostile? Or
It
do?
says do.
Do.
Do the drop bear is hostile. Go on, do it. And then someone says, "Dear IP editor, drop bear is not real, so it cannot be dangerous. It is just a story told to scare tourists and city people who go into the country, but it is just a hoax." And someone else says, "Is drop bear real?" And someone else says, "Are drop bears still alive?"
They're not extinct yet. As long as we believe.
I don't understand what's going on. For some reason, my xenomass has dropped to -7.
That is strange.
The AI must be spending it on something.
Oh, you know what the AI is spending it on? Drop bear factories. What is the other one? It's drop
Yeah.
bears and hoop snakes. I think I can't decide which
Hoop
one's
snakes.
better. Hoop snakes are so good because they roll around in a
Yeah.
hoop shape. And it's just a
Yep.
snake.
I had a
That's
book
like
called
so fun.
Jack and the Hoop Snake. I don't think it originated in Australia though.
New title for our streams together: Jack and the Hoop Snake.
Jack and the Hoop Snake. Who wrote Jack and the Hoop Snake? Is the question I'm about to answer for myself.
Mm-hmm.
You ever read a book called Leg?
You ever been trapped in a Turkish prison? What? You ever what? Read a book called what? Leak?
Legs.
Legs.
Yeah. Hang on, 1 second.
I'm now reading the Wikipedia page about leg. Well, Jesus away. Weight bearing and locomotive anatomical structure. Usually having a columnar shape. During locomotion, legs function as extensible struts, quote unquote. It's quote unquote extensible struts. Combination
Legs.
Of, oh, we're saved.
By Judith Crabtree.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
Legs. Legs.
Yeah, there we go.
Or
There we go. Oh my
skill.
gosh. Look at that art. Some true nightmare creatures drawn on the front of that thing.
I love this book. This book is so good. This is
I bet
this
it
is the titular legs.
That's incredible.
It's wonderful. My ex got me a copy of this book. I read it when I was very little, and it's not in print anymore, so getting a hold of this copy was quite hard. It says, once upon a time, an artist painted a picture. The artist made some sketches too, but some were crumpled into balls and others put aside. Then, one day, quite suddenly, the artist went away. The picture waited, the painted hills waited, and far away a market town waited for a contest, the most beautiful creatures to begin. A lot of the farm girl was growing impatient. The arm that carried the cockerel ached. She wanted to put down the cage and sit on the grass by the road, but if the artist should come back, she must be waiting. It's the scene of all the painted people waiting for the artist to come back. But yeah, it progresses on, and the girl leaves the confines of the painting, like this, very nice,
Very good.
and discovers an unfinished drawing of legs.
Oh,
And,
wow.
the
That's
story
incredible.
is about everybody in the painting trying to come up with, like, trying to finish legs, trying to come up with the top half of legs.
There's no Wikipedia page for this book, so you could be the one to make it. Who's the author again? Judith something?
Judith Crabtree. But the thing that I like most is that after all of the people put a lot of effort into trying to work out how legs should look, they all come to realize that legs is complete. And totally fine as he is. I'm crying. Why am I crying? And he goes on to win the most beautiful creature contest. Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I like it. I like that book. Very nice.
Wait, what's the moral then? There has to be a moral, right?
The moral is just like
It's good
you're
the way
okay
it
as
is.
you are.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good moral.
You don't need to complete other people. They're whole in and of themselves, and that's okay.
That's incredible. But yeah,
Lovely
no,
book.
someone should actually make that.
More people
Wikipedia
should read
page.
that.
Because there's no Wikipedia. There's a Wikipedia page for another book called Legs. It's not a children's book.
Oh.
It is a book about. Why can't I tap on anything? Oh my gosh.
What is not simply type?
Yeah. Whatever. It looked like a book about like old timey mafia and stuff in the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah, Judith Crabtree doesn't even have a Wikipedia article.
Yeah, I couldn't find one for Judith Crabtree or for the book, which is disappointing. I was lucky enough that I was early enough in Wikipedia that I was able to make a couple interesting pages, like one for a Ray Bradbury book or short story, and a few others that I really enjoyed working on. And then just putting up the structure and then seeing other people take it and like actually make a good page out of it. It's like the fun of open source. The fun to me of open source is taking something, putting it out there, and then people running with it, and you can just walk away and be like, "Yep, that thing's out there now." And I was fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time to help start it, and then like see all of my stuff replaced, which is what I want on a Wikipedia page, because I didn't put that much work into it. It felt like a lot of work at the time because I was an idiot teenager, but like now it's good. The unit needs orders.
Yeah, this was it was written in 1979.
Wow.
That predates me by a couple years.
Ditto.
All right, time to send all my agents back to
feel like the Eve's about to crash again, unfortunately. I'm looking at a spinner on the cursor. Oh, there it goes. It's just doing the loading thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, I wish that more kids grew up having those sentiments made available to them.
Yes.
I feel like there is like so much conformity pressure.
Yes.
To adhere to other people's expectations of who and what you should be. None of that's healthy.
I totally agree.
I don't know. Maybe some of it's healthy.
There's a little bit. The part where it's like, don't murder and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's like if you're head of state.
Where to perhaps?
Yeah. There may be some exceptions.
Some exceptions. I feel like teachers try. They've tried for so long in America and been, at least in the United States, and just like...
Yeah.
It's very... I feel like a huge... And this is such a strange idea. I feel like a huge part of the problem that I saw, beyond just obvious capitalism, is also that, like, at least when I was growing up, like, being smart was a joke or a bad thing in a way. But you also didn't want to be too stupid. But you also didn't want to be like a front runner. You're just like a person who like goes and gets A's, straight A's.
It is distressing to see the like social pressure against the idea of like being smart.
Or being a good person too, like, and that was the other thing too. Is like there wasn't, while there were those two things about being smart or stupid, there was also the ridiculed idea of being compassionate about other people, or animals, or the environment, or whatever it was. I think there were a lot of people at that time.
Being derisive of having those kind of values, like where does it lead? It doesn't go anywhere healthy.
Yeah,
right? Like it's so not good.
Absolutely.
Bridgeport's getting trade depot. Where did this Minotaur come from? I didn't put this Minotaur on this island. Stop sending my planes there. Please,
Labyrinth.
I beg you.
The Minotaur must have the labyrinth.
Yeah.
I've never read whatever the original thing is like the Iliad or something. I don't know. Whatever the original thing is. The original Minotaur work. You know the Minotaur. Everyone does.
You know the Minotaur.
Everybody's familiar with the Minotaur. Jack Minotaur. Trade director for the Chum Group.
Jack Minotaur's like this kind of urban action hero, solves crimes, fights the bad guys, circumvents the terrorist plans. What a guy.
Yep. I need to go back and capture my perfectly legal copies all of the instances of a character saying Jack in a voice in Star Trek Picard, just to, and let that way I can just have like a point redeem or something for my channel, or something.
A supercut of
yeah,
where
someone can spend 50,000 points to just annoy specifically me, and have them
good times.
Have my name repeated 40 million times.
So are you moving on the Slavic position here?
I don't know. I'm just moving for the sake of moving. I have no plans or.
Okay. You have no plans or planes?
Yeah. Actually, I think they destroyed my planes. I had a ship, an aircraft carrier full of them.
Ripped off?
Yeah.
Totally. So close to a horse's wiener, I'd be worried about getting ripped off.
Very good. I should say we've got like 20 minutes. Let me look at my calendar. I think we've got like 20 minutes till I need to wrap it up.
Right.
We'll get the wrap it up sign from Gene Smelter.
Gene Smelter's doing this.
Legs Diamond. Or Legs Diamond, an American gangster. That's the dude's name.
Legs Diamond.
That's the guy's name. Looks like.
Okay.
This dude looks like he has done some stuff. Possibly born John Thomas Diamond. Although, his actual first name, you won't believe it, is Jack. It's either Jack or Johnny.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think those names were used interchangeably at some point, which is very strange.
Whoa!
What's
African guy, what are you doing?
up? Oh. War. That's cool that they're fighting each other. Nice that I'm not involved in war for once. They can be the warmongers.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
Say it again.
Reference acknowledged. I keep telling this explorer to go down here. Go down here. Explore. Why do you keep...
Get on down, explorer.
Oh, there's another one. You could go over here while the other one goes there. Where's... You go here.
I'm rebasing all my planes.
Is
Rebasing
this-
all my planes.
Oh, no, this is the Brazilian guy. It's a lot of guys. It's a Brazilian of them.
Nice.
Was it 45 that came up with Brazilian? Was he the idiot? I feel like it's either him or
What?
Bush. Because one of those idiots
Not
thought...
familiar.
One of those... Either... I think it's one of those two politicians, U.S. politicians, who came up with... Who didn't understand that a Brazilian... Who thought a Brazilian was a lot of something. You know, million Brazilian... Thousand...
I thought you were talking about like the process of removing hair from a
Yes,
large
that too.
portion of someone's body.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds like a 45 kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it also sounds like the kind of thing that W would.
Yeah, absolutely.
would say.
It could be either of them.
Either of them.
Very good. That's good. You're asking for orders? I'm giving you orders. Go over here. Do something. Oh, you're a boat. You can't go on land. It's my fault. I'm the dumbass.
But I'm a boat.
I'm like
I
trying
can't do it.
I'm like yelling at this boat. Go on land. Go. Develop the legs. Start walking.
Be free.
Be free.
What's wrong with you?
Be your true Kojima self. Develop legs. Start walking on land.
Become legs.
Oh, well, I guess if it's Kojima, then have to be sexy legs. Or,
My goodness.
no, it wouldn't have to be. It could just be a giant walk. It could just be a
Have you
giant metal
seen-
walker.
Have you seen A Christmas Story?
Which one? There's like so many different Christmas tales. Christmas.
There is a film called A Christmas Story,
Is there? By Bob Clark.
based on a book.
Which one is this? Oh my gosh, what? 1983. Oh, 1983. I read that as 1938 at first. Wow. Christmas comedy film. Bob Clark.
You've not seen it.
Oh my
okay.
gosh, Bob Clark is the gentleman behind Porky's, which I think I've seen like a TV version of as a child. Things that should never happen.
I've not heard of that.
Oh, that's... I don't even know. I have like these smattering... 1981. Yeah.
Hit next turn before the game crashes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Do this. Getting lost in the Mickey. I hit demanding
No, it's
orders. They're demanding orders again. Why? How dare they?
Alright, what do you want me to do now that you've discovered I don't have legs?
Yeah, exactly. Just go somewhere. I don't care where. No, I don't want to declare war with Cheeseness. Why? No. He keeps asking if I want to declare war with you. It's like, hey, I know you really want to. I guess that could be the way
I think-
to end this
I think
series.
if we looked at military might, that might not work out well.
Yeah, for
I still have 71 remaining supply. I could build a lot more mans than I have. Maybe I should do that.
that would be a good way to end this series. I'm sure you would win because
Chimbumba.
I play these games on like easy mode half the time and like obviously don't like think about the tech tree or anything. So yeah, you would definitely win that, no doubt. That would be a good way in. Wait, so anyway, we were talking about this Christmas movie. I've never seen it. Have you seen it? Christmas Story?
Yes.
The
I
third
was going to ask what you thought of it.
the third installment in the Parker Family Saga? What the heck is the Parker Family Saga? Christmas Story franchise.
Yeah. I don't think they're really that connected.
This is so curious. I've never heard of any of this. Well, oh, wow, that's the Ralphie movie?
Yeah.
I'm like familiar with that like culturally, but I've never even seen it. That's a comedy?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Is it good?
makes me think about have you seen Parenthood?
I don't know that I have.
It's a Steve Martin film, has Keanu Reeves in it.
Whoa, what? Like a young one?
Yeah, little baby Keanu Reeves.
1989 film. Wait,
Kirstie Alley and
wow.
Rick Moranis.
Rick
And it
Moranis.
just kind of follows
Mary Steenburgen.
just follows these families and their various levels of
Ron
typical
Howard.
dysfunctional.
Wow.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think of Christmas Story as being similar to that in that it's mostly like observational humor on contemporary family dysfunction.
I would love to watch both of these, especially Steve Martin and Mary Steenburgen and Keanu Reeves and all these others. So, I mean, whatever Keanu Reeves can bring to the table when he's like 4 years old or something.
He's good.
Yeah, I bet.
Good. He's got a little bit of Ted energy going on.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I wonder if that was before or after. So, yeah, he must have been like a teenager then. Or older. Like 20s.
Yeah. He's just a little guy.
Just a guy. Just a little guy, you know?
Just a little guy doing little guy things.
Will any of these explorers ever get over here to explore this crash satellite
my
before
goodness.
this guy's territory takes it? Extremely
Yeah, that's
unlikely.
kind of the situation that I'm in. I'm trying to get over to an alien skeleton. The AI keeps attacking. The AI keeps moving my mans off it. Oh, there's a derelict settlement that I think you've got guys on that I was trying to move my explorer to, but my explorer has run off into someone else's territory now.
The unit needs orders.
Unit needs orders badly. Yeah, it shoots me when I've got like a fortified unit and the game's like, no, you're not allowed to.
That's
Not allowed
wild.
to keep a fortified unit here. What do you
Why?
think this is?
I guess it would be very difficult to grasp intention,
Oh
but
yeah.
you could at least like respect fortification status.
I think the intention, I think the idea behind it is that it's no longer me.
Yes.
So at that point, it's like, well, doesn't really matter.
Oh, we've got
So
commentary.
I feel like,
Yeah, go on.
oh, here we go.
We had commentary in the chat about from Cedar Slug says, I struggle to know if I don't like
Oh, yeah.
Christmas Story because it's that observational humor from whenever error was made, or if it's just because it's played on TV every year ad nauseum. Wow.
So here's the thing. From what I understand, it aired and it was okay, cool, yeah. His like TV film, all good. Was it? Did it have a cinematic release? I don't recall. Anyway, like it was out and it was fine. But then like it achieved this like weird cult status, and some TV channel started doing like a 24-hour marathon of the film.
Wow.
And at that point, it just like became this.
Oh yeah, 24 Hours of a Christmas Story. TBS and TNT.
Yeah. Became this thing, this cultural phenomenon. But as someone who existed in a context where none of that happened, and it was like this obscure film that I got to see a couple times and was like, oh, this is like interesting in terms of the way it's structured and the way that it talks about and comments on what's going on.
That's I think that's such an interesting perspective to have, because the perspective of like there being a massive cultural thing, and then you view it as an outsider to that culture. Like I kind of wonder about that with like the way like I look at like Japanese culture, like Ultraman and stuff like that, and Godzilla. Yeah. And I wonder, like, I'm sure for a lot of people that would be like such a boring take that I have to be like interested in this stuff so deeply. Like, even though like I always get like compliments on my Godzilla shirt and whatever. I don't know. I wonder how that'd be taken elsewhere.
That's very interesting.
I'm sure it'd be seen as childish. But then like for this other stuff, like for something, I don't know, is there more legs to A Christmas Story than Godzilla? Surely there is. Because there's like characters and stuff in there besides.
I don't know. So like A Christmas Story is just like, I think its message is, hey, aren't families weird? It's a little bit of a surprise that we're not all messed up. Whereas Godzilla is actually saying stuff.
That's true. And like the later...
I don't know if contemporary Godzilla does, but like historically.
Yeah, and later Godzilla has like characters in it that are, well, at least, well, it's much more, you have to wait a long time for them to get more interesting. I don't know. I should see, in any case, I should watch A Christmas Story, because for me it's also something I am only aware of incidentally. I don't think I've ever seen this film, as far as I know. So interesting. It's a third installment in some saga. Like there's so much stuff, like at least in the U.S. culturally, that has to do with like old radio plays and theater stuff. like now it makes no sense. Like I care so much about like late night TV shows, or I did as a kid, and now that like all that came out of radio, and then now it's just like all gone.
So when it says it's the third installment, it's based on the third book, from what I understand. Is the first film to be an adaptation of that stuff. But A Christmas Story itself got a sequel, and then there was like there was a sequel that was like an adaptation of another book in the series, and then there was a sequel to A Christmas Story, which ignored the other adaptation and did its own thing and stuff. So,
are these movie sequels or book sequels, or TVs?
Sorry. I don't know. I've never seen them.
Oh, okay.
I just know that they exist.
Okay. Acetyl Silic says, latest Godzilla says nothing about society's random action movie nonsense. Well, that's usually what the US versions are, because like now there's two different timelines of sorts, or canon, where there's the US where it's just like complete silliness, refuses to have any statement, just beyond give me money for fun big stompy monster, and
big stompy.
And then the Japanese version seems to have some degree of a mix of that, and then also perhaps a character and a message, or characters plural and a message, though I don't know to what degree that's actually regarded in the culture. I still haven't seen -1 yet, which I'm excited to watch. I have a black and white copy. I don't know which copy I should even watch. But my understanding is that it has some kind of message. I don't know about... I'm sure that whatever the US version has zero message. Because I've seen most of the US movies. They have zero message, and they're fun, but they also are like very fleeting kind of fun.
Yeah.
But like in a way that's enjoyable and something you can... I don't know. Not much to hang your hat on, but I did. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this like was clarifying that they weren't talking about -1, just the crossover got King Kong one, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing. Not a fan of the Hollow Earth stuff. Yeah, it's a weird... I don't know, the whole plot that someone came up with and is now like continued 30 years later of the Hollow Earth stuff. I don't know if there's anything to be taken seriously from it, from the US version anyway. I wonder how much anyone else takes seriously from the Japanese version.
I feel like the Slavics are about to declare war on me.
I think people keep declaring war, and Undeclaring war. Oh, like Ark just tried to spy on me, whatever. I'll build another gene smelter. Or I could just buy a gene smelter. You're in the game, right?
Yeah.
Good. We've got 2 minutes. Or so.
We should probably save then.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I will save game. Save game. I don't
Shangong's about to fall, I think.
I will save the game. 5 with cheese. Lots of eats. Okay. Game saved. Open play in starships? Question mark? Where that does.
Would you like to play in Star? We could play in starships.
Could we play in starships? How? What? I don't even remember. I need to look up what Sid Meier's Starships is. Some other time, perhaps.
I don't know or understand what role it plays.
The game is saved. Thank you for playing,
Hooray.
Cheese. We've had another one of these. I enjoy our conversations as always.
Yeah, thanks for enlightening me about a bunch of co-host stuff I didn't know about.
Yeah, I don't know how much I did, but there is so much culture on that website that I think is kind of... Yeah, it's easy to miss if you're not part of it, because you go to that website, and if you just go to the front door, you just see the front door, you don't see the content, which is, I think...
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I think that's important, right? Like, if it's meant to be a social network, then...
That's true.
You want social context for what you see. And
Yes.
just, like, surfacing random people stuff to random people results in unpleasantries.
Totally, yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. There wouldn't be a nice way to do that.
Oh, also, I wanted to mention,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watch much of People Make Games content,
I tried to, yeah.
videos. They recently released one about government funding for game stuff
Oh, interesting.
and the role of war games in history. And yeah, very interesting to see A, the stuff that they're kind of reporting on, but B, how they struggle with their role in reporting on that as someone who was invited to go to a War Games conference.
Oh, war! I didn't... Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've many thoughts on these things.
So what the message that comes out of it is that governments are desperate to find stuff. They want
Right.
advantages and they don't know how to get it, and they're like, well, we can spend a whole ton of money on game stuff. And he's like, is that good? I don't know. Is like, are you comfortable with the stuff that you make as a game designer? Because it's not just people who make war games,
Right.
but also people who make regular games who are being recruited by the military-industrial complex.
I mean, it's all like... I mean, I don't know. I fall back on this thought a lot. That it's all towards a cultural victory as long as the government's spending money on it. Of some sort, right?
Yeah, but they're looking specifically at
The violent aspect of it? Or the...
the idea of simulating military actions and what it
Yes.
means to be a game developer who is providing those simulations.
Yeah.
And like, who do we as game developers want to be, and what do we want our role to be, and should we feel obliged to give our country access to stuff? Should we feel obliged to participate in this as reasonable people, so that people who are unreasonable do not gain like a large foothold in this particular space? Or do we have like a responsibility to reject the militarization of our creative medium? It's like, yeah, very interesting to watch him struggle with it.
Totally. I gotta see that. I also saw... Recently I saw a chat from ex-Valve worker chat talking about his role with Counter-Strike. Was it Global Offensive? Global Operation? Whatever it was. And how that has...
Global Offensive, I think, yeah.
Yeah, some maybe regrettable choices.
Yeah, right.
He talked about... I don't want to...
I have to look that up. Is that on YouTube?
It's on TikTok, unfortunately. But I
You can't talk about it at length then.
yeah. Well, he does, and I think he's such an interesting person. I think I read.
How long can a TikTok video be?
That's a great
I thought
question.
it was 30 seconds.
No, it's way more than that now. They've way surpassed Divine. They are a true force to be reckoned with. And boy, is that website and app and everything hard to deal with. But in any case, he had some great thoughts, and I've been impressed and surprised with that dude's growth. He talked about how unfortunate the teams are in that game, and he worked on some of the voice acting for one of the remake, sequel, whatever it was, Counter-Strike Go and all that stuff. And yeah, I can't.
Is it in Counter-Strike where there were... No, it must have been Battlefield, I think, where there were people who play the game who were telling other people who play the game who happened to be war veterans and were like, this game is too real and it's triggering my PTSD a little bit. And the player base was very angry about those wusses trying to censor their game.
That is all over. I'm not sure which one that was. That's wild. I've never heard of that particular issue. I don't think. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just remembered like there was these people who were like celebrating their war game, their war themed game, and then like calling actual veterans soft.
Your cheese can see it. The extreme.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. What's going on? Hello.
Mrs. Nuclear Monster is staying here.
Hang on. There we go.
I think we're gonna move it in like 30 minutes. Yeah, Cheese did exclamation mark visit. But yes. I was not familiar with the veteran issue with those games. I don't know. That stuff is wild. I don't know. There's a lot to dig into on that.
I gotta admit, I'm surprised that war veterans play games like that. I think if that was me, I'd be like, yeah, I don't want. Well, I guess I already am. I don't want to touch that. But that's probably why I wouldn't be a war veteran.
All right, I love this Twitch comment. This is a good one to go out on. When Cedo Select says, when you guys, I think I'm pronouncing the name right. I hope I am. Says, when you guys started on CS, I thought you were going to go into the cosmetics economy for a second.
we can talk about that next time.
Next time on, what do we determine? Jack and the Hoop Snake?
Jack and the Hoop Snake.
Have a good one, Cheese.
Is there like a cheese that's called Jack?
Yeah, absolutely. Monterey Jack cheese. It's a slightly spicy cheese, an old delight. I cannot have it anymore. I miss it very much. It's so good. Have you never had Monterey Jack cheese? Is that not something that exists? Pepper Jack. There's Monterey Jack and there's Pepper Jack, isn't there? Yeah, there's two. And also colloquially referred to just as Jack cheese, which I believe is what probably would be now, just to represent a spicy cheese. A cheese with a little Jack in it. Okay.
Goodness me.
Goodness gracious. I'm more of a provolone man. I like provolone too. I miss all of the cheeses. I eat cheddar now because I found out that cheddar I can have without a problem. This is neither here nor there. I need to wrap this up. I need to eat something real quick and then do some errands.
Thanks for streaming. It's been fun.
Thank you, Cheese.
If you're looking for someone to raid, it looks like Tawi is streaming more.
We have. Hold on, I need to check. There's an amount of viewers that I will raid with. Below that, I will not. Just for.
It's 2.
Yeah, that's below the amount. Okay, so we're not going to do any rating. But yeah, we can.
That's fine.
We can shout out. If I remember how to shout
Looks like Rex Horsted Art is about to go live as well, doing some pixel art. If people, well, I assume he's doing pixel art. He's almost always doing pixel art.
Over Exhausted Art, is that the one?
Rex Horsted Art.
Yes. Shout them out. Wait, that's not
that one.
Thank you.
Man, I can never remember how to do any of this stuff. Shout out?
Hey, you did it.
Me.
Good job. Thank you. On my weird keyboards, I can't type.
Do you have one of them duck ones? You can get one of them duck ones.
Oh, that just quacks? Or it has...
Yeah. Has like actual ducks for keys.
I do not have any duck keycaps.
Rubber ducks.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Tiny. There's a keycap maker called Tiny, and I think she made a bunch of... I think she invented, or at least made the first actual physical one of those, which is really good. But yeah, I gotta run. My tummy's grumbling. Thank you, Cheese.
Thanks for having. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks to everyone in chat. Been great to bore you with our nonsense.
Oh, I gotta turn off the rain sound. This is not the rain sound. If you want to call in about rain sound, you should have called in last week. We were talking about ducks.
Quack.